Okay, well, another thing the board voted on at this pass is to hold public hearings coming up next month, actually, and to vote on the 4-mile run Valley Plan. Let's take a step back. We haven't talked about that for a little while, and remind folks what the 4-mile run Valley Plan is really all about. What encompasses this?
So the 4-mile run Valley Plan, and it is a mouthful, is this is the area surrounding Jenny Dean Park. It's bordered by Arlington and the Knox community. And it's an area where we have not only Jenny Dean Park, we've got the dog park, the much beloved dog park down there right on 4-mile run. We also have, there's some of the last remaining large contiguous zone of industrial use. And we don't really have in Arlington the heavy industrial use anymore, but we certainly have some of the lighter industrial uses, a lot of auto body and car service facilities down there. And it's also been, though, growing and thriving and changing, and with businesses that surround the dog park that are focused on canine services. There's a new brewery down there, so there's a lot happening there. And so this is an opportunity. We're very excited to have to hear this next month. A major plan coming forward after a multi-year process and a citizen-led working group that has wrestled with some of the issues of what is the vision, the long-term vision, what can we do to incentivize the things that we wanted to work on, the issues that we need to resolve, like parking, for example. And it's a great opportunity. The plan will lead the county's investment in infrastructure in that area. So we're looking forward to a fulsome discussion next month. There are a few things that are still up for discussion, namely the configuration of Jenny Dean Park and a few other things. But mostly the plan is coming together quite nicely.
What are you hearing so far? Is it more to keep the character and kind of the old school, for lack of a better way of putting it, of the industrial feel of that neighborhood? Is there desire for change? Is it a little bit of both? What are we hearing?
I think it's probably a little bit of both is what we've been hearing. But mostly what I think we've heard from folks is they don't fundamentally want the feel of the neighborhood to change. So it is about keeping the character, but to allow it to evolve perhaps in a different direction. So for example, in the business district, we are looking at part of the framework will be to develop some tools to encourage and incentivize an arts district. And that doesn't mean nothing is going to be mandated. There won't be any changes in terms of what can be done, only just some new tools to allow for other things to be done. And then with respect to the residential neighborhoods, I think there was a strong desire to, they love the park, but there's always an opportunity to really make it even more welcoming, more update some of the amenities, and make sure that that everyone, there's a little something for everyone, and everyone in the community can be a central gathering place and a center of the neighborhood where people can gather and just enjoy Arlington and all it has to offer.
That's right. And it's remarkable. Sometimes we pass plans that are truly transformational. And with regard to the planning of this corridor, this is not a transformational plan. And I think that really came out of a lot of conversation and a lot of realization of exactly what Eric said, which is that people value the kind of creativity and spontaneity that you can get in our last significant industrial area of the county. The opportunity to think about what old warehouses can be used for. And in a county where rents have gotten very high for commercial and retail as well as for residential, I think people have really come to love and appreciate some of these more creative industrial spaces. And so, everything else that will come in the plan, I think really shakes out of that statement of values that we want to keep what's valued about 4-mile run.
Okay, we will wait to see what happens at the public hearings. Thank you very much. With that, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the board's approval of a redevelopment in Buckingham that's going to include some much-needed affordable housing. Stay with us.